Hey all, and welcome to Dentley Speed Shop, and the first video in my build series videos of the Phil Birks BULLET BUS. It's quite a well-known bus on the UK scene, so I'm going to replicate that for Phil. He's going to have it as one of his little drive around toys. So, how are we going to do it? So I'm going to start just looking into the dents, etc. on here. How we're going to make it into a panel van, how we're going to get rid of some of these in here, some of the skylights. We're going to get rid of the rag top. We're going to flatten that out, show you how I'll do that. So it'll just be a series of videos just going through how I do each step to get it from a samba to a van. And it'll be the same sort of process I used on my own one, which some of you may have seen. So this is an insert piece of plastic card just here, and then same on the rear quarters. Apart from Phil's one, it's going to have a small rear window. And then I've taken out these here. It's obviously quite a rotten looking one from one I spotted abroad. And then we'll just flatten out the roof a bit more on Phil's one, but his is quite dented anyway. So then we're going to go to doing some of the other works on it, like the bullet holes. So here we go. I've got all the digital versions I'll flash up on screen as well, but for me this is just a good reference in front of me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a piece of plastic card and I shall get it so that I can reference all the holes and cover them up. So we shall end up with basically a piece of plastic card which sits in there, cut to shape. And then before I actually bond it in place, I'm going to go through it and replicate all these holes, literally one by one, putting on a piece of this plastic card here, drawing the holes into it, and I'm going to use a certain technique, which again I'll bring to you and show you how I'm going to mark them out and replicate exactly that. And then we'll bond it into place on the side, on here, and then filler it in and make it all nice and smooth. So that you can't tell it seamlessly. These here are just where I'm starting to mark out some of the dents and everything on the side of it, just to make sure I replicate all the dents. We'll show you how I do that. Heat it up, bend it, ripple it, same with some of the scars, etc. like that on the side of it. And I've got a few little added extras at the minute. I've got a long list of bits for Phil's, from active air suspension. We've also got some 3D printed wheels going onto this one, some Urcos and some Sprint Stars, so they are in a good quality. You've also got a special soon to come along Type 4 engine. I'm going to replicate the bumper so that it actually shows like it's coming out through the exhaust coming through the rear bumper, which I've done on my one. So get this out of the way for a second and I'll show you what it looks like on mine. Here we go. So if you can just about make that out, it's a bit closer to the camera, but yeah, so that comes through here. Got a full engine bay on this one. Hopefully you can see that in there. Full engine bay, but on Phil's he's got that Type 4 engine and that big fan shroud. So I've got one of these coming along. So I'll just show you what I'm going to do on this one. This is the same idea of a 3D printed engine, and what I'm going to do is, where this bottom pulley is, normally we just have a 3D printed bit there like my one just to represent it. But actually, I'm going to get one of these little M20 motors with a reduction gearbox in it. I'm going to machine out inside here, pop that in there. Then, where that will come through that little bit further, I'm going to have an actual pulley here and a pulley on the alternator, which will sit behind that big fan. And then we're going to have it so it actually rotates at the same sort of speed as the car's going along. So we can have this off like it is on his one here. I'll have the clear bit showing. So I'm going to extend it so that it's a barn door, and then also have the small window. Replicate these little lights, everything he's got on it basically I'm going to replicate. We've got a nice little 3D printed dashboard. I'll give a link to the guy that's actually made these for me. Brilliant, he does all my 3D printing stuff for me. But actually got, look how cool this is. Actually got a tiny little radio insert into there. How wicked does that look? I'm going to drill this out, put a little bit of clear perspex inside it, so we'll cut that out all the way through here, some clear perspex, and of course we're going to put a little light behind there so the dash lights up. So So let's get that little stereo out. Got a little that bit that will sit under here, look. So I'll sit there. Then we'll have the steering wheel. I'll make that custom myself. I'm going to replicate Phil's gear shifter, which I think is a Stellar Artois pump handle. So we'll start off with this, and then we'll just elongate it, put the Stellar Artois. I'll make that by hand again myself. So yeah, just a little build series of showing you exactly where we're going to go with this here. I've done a few replicas of people's. One of Mitchell's air cooleds. I'm going to send one over to them over at the Wagon. So yeah, go and follow those guys. But yeah, if you like and want to watch some more of this build series, like, subscribe, all the good stuff, and you'll get notifications of when I do the next video, which is going to be pretty soon. Because you can see I've already started to cut this out so I can get in from behind to put in the holes and just get everything working nice and smoothly together. So yeah, follow along and we'll get on cracked on with this build.